And I swear, I practically hear them going, this is exactly what you asked for. You asked for a clear, uninterrupted space of time to record this bonus module that Dave would not walk in the house before you finished recording, and you received exactly what you asked for. Why are you creating this story? What are you trying to do? Welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast, where we talk about manifestation, money, and practical guidance to creating your dream reality. My name is Amy Van Meel, and I am an experienced coach and transformation guide, obsessed with helping you get out of your own way and create a life that blows your mind each day you wake up. My goal in this podcast is to share practical manifestation, self-awareness, and growth techniques in real talk conversations. So if you're ready to massively transform your reality, your finances, your relationships, and your overall enjoyment of life, you are in the right place. I am absolutely delighted that you're here with me today, babe. Let's get into it. Hello, my love, and welcome back to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am Amy. I'm really delighted to be here with you today. It is Thursday. It's a very exciting Thursday. I know it's Wednesday or another day when you're getting this, but we are heading off to Marmot Basin up by Jasper, Alberta this weekend for some skiing with some family. I'm super excited about it. In fact, I'm so excited about it. I've got myself lost in this week a couple of times where I think it's a day ahead of where we are. Was rather disappointed yesterday to realize that it was in fact only Wednesday and not yet Thursday. So I'm very certain that today is Thursday. And I mean, I love being in the mountains. If you've listened to me for any time at all, you'll know this is true. We get to hopefully, been keeping an eye on the road reports, drive the, I think it's called the Athabasca Highway that runs from Banff up through the mountains to Jasper. It's one of the most beautiful drives. So let's manifest in a beautiful clear blue sky and dry pavement and really great conditions. It's a longer drive. I think it's like 5 hours from our door to where we need to be. So yeah, let's manifest in some goodness. And I'm going to use that as our springboard into today's topic. So this is a share from something that happened yesterday and something that just like straight up made me giggle. I have been following and diving into a bit more material from Amanda Francis. Lately, I've been getting more into Jim Fortin. And it's interesting how like the different teachers and mentors in my life will shift at different times of my life. So currently I'm in a Amanda/Jim, I guess, kind of zone. And one of the programs that I invested in through Amanda, I think last year, she walks through like an example of, how she manifests things in. Now, at the same time, I'm reading this amazing book, which I highly recommend you check out, called Having, spelled Having, as in I have something. It's called Having. It's really amazing. I think I'm about 60 or 70% of the way through. And it's all about how do you actually create wealth? How do you become a rich person? And they talk about the difference between a real rich person and a fake rich person. I think I'm going to study the book a bit more before I do a podcast episode on it. But all I want you to know for the context of today's conversation is that one of the practices that's highlighted in this book around practicing having influenced yesterday's series of events. So I was sitting down yesterday to record. What was I recording? Oh, I was recording the bonus module. I've been dragging my heels a little bit on getting the bonus content recorded for the Wealthy as Fuck program. I don't know why, but this week there's been a bit of a shift in my mental focus and my overall energetic approach. So yesterday I sat down and I recorded the Navigating Financial Gaps bonus module. By the way, if you're curious about that, probably the next cart open is going to be like November. So heads up, mark your calendar. But I actually have a bonus module that actually straight up addresses, how do you move through times when your income dips or disappears? Because much of what I've seen from teachers, from programs that I've invested in, from downloads, from podcasts, is that nobody really talks about how to navigate a financial gap other than basically like bust your ass to find a job and save money ahead of time. That's not super helpful if you find yourself in the gap and trying to figure out how to fuck to move through it, right? So I'm sitting down on my computer, getting ready to record the content. It's a little later in the afternoon, which means there's a possibility that my husband would be coming home while I was recording. And I didn't want that because I had the door open for my office and then I'd have to like edit videos and it was a whole thing. Wanted to have the content recorded before he got home. So at the start of the recording, I sit down. And this is part of the recording. So those of you who are in the Wealthy as Fuck program or who will be joining me later this year, you'll actually hear or see this in the recording. I go through a few things of like, okay, let's manifest these things in. And one of the things that I said was, we're manifesting in that my husband will not come home until I am complete with recording so that I don't have to like edit and trim and do a whole bunch of things to these recordings. I can just put them up. We are manifesting in that we will be undisturbed for the duration of our recording and it will all go smoothly and everything will like come together really nice. And then I carried on with recording the episode or the bonus. So it takes me I think it took me about an hour and 20 minutes. It's a big bonus. And I recorded it all in one go. So it's a fairly hefty bonus module. And literally, I can't make this shit up. Less than 10 seconds after I hit the stop recording button. Okay, so I'm recording on a video and I'm recording the audio through GarageBand. Less than 10 seconds after I hit the stop recording button, my husband walks through the back door. And I'm like, okay, holy shit, that's wild. Like I literally just finished recording. Not like I'd been sitting there for 5 minutes or 20 minutes. I just clicked the button and like was moving my mouse away and my husband was walking in the back door. I'm like, oh my God, that's kind of wild. But then this happens. Hey, gorgeous. I wanted to just pop in real quick and remind you, if you are wanting to go after a promotion, but you're feeling really unsure about it, if you've been desiring a raise, but you're really terrified to talk to your boss, if you're wanting to create something more, something juicy, something amazing in your life, but you keep getting stuck because you're just not sure if you can do this, honey, you might be needing a little confidence boost. I've got you covered. Myself and my friend Jessica Sudine are going to be hosting a live Confident as Fuck workshop for really amazing babes such as yourself who are ready for more and want to understand how to build true, lasting confidence that feels good, that feels authentic, and that will open the door for promotions and raises and business opportunities and amazing relationships in your life. And the list goes on and on. If you're interested, if you're ready, if you're even a little bit curious, head on over to the waitlist page, amyvanmeel.com/confidence. See you there. So he walks through the door. I pull up my phone to kind of go, oh, he didn't call me. But of course, I have my notifications turned off. And I see that he actually had called me an hour earlier. So I come out of my office. I'm finished all the work that I wanted to do for the day. And I was hungry as fuck. So it's like, I need to go eat something. And I walk out into the kitchen. My husband is there. And I was like, hi, babe. Like, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so sorry. I saw that you called like an hour ago. I'm sorry that I missed your call. He says, that's okay. I've been home for a while, actually. I've just been sitting in the garage, just sitting in my car reading. And now I want to preface this by saying this is not normal. It's totally fine that he does this, but I don't know that I've ever known him to do that. So this is behavior that's out of the ordinary. My brain immediately kicks into this like panic mode and says, "Oh my God, he's in the garage because he doesn't want to see me. He's so stressed out that like maybe he just like really needed to cry and like he doesn't want to be around me. He's probably in there because like he thinks that I'm this total failure and he's like, fuck, I got to go in the house and like be with my wife again and I got to be like supportive and loving and like Jesus, could she just get her act together?" And it was going off like crazy. And it was doing its best to pick up speed as these awful mental typhoons, I might start calling them that, this mental typhoon starts to generate and is trying very hard to create emotion and to build a story. Now, I'm hyper aware of this because I've been sitting in Jim Fortin's training. And one of the things that he had been talking about recently was about our thoughts and how we are not our thoughts. We are the thinker of our thoughts. He talks about this in the podcast. He talks about this in some of his programs. So this was present of mind. So I am aware. I am practicing awareness and I'm like, whoa, okay, my thoughts are like really going hard at it. But I am not my thoughts. I'm the thinker of my thoughts. So that's very curious. What's happening here? That said, I'm starting to get emotionally invested because it's pulling on all of my deep insecurities and doubts and fears, right? That's what our brain is really fucking good at. And it's starting to create some emotional fingers. It's starting to find ways to grab hold. But all of a sudden, I hear this sort of, it's not even a voice. I don't even know how to describe it, but I just kind of have this sense of what I like to describe as like my cosmic crew, my spiritual cheer squad, right? The team that I feel is with me. They are the ones who take my manifestations, who hear my manifestations, are like, "Hey girl, like let's work together. Let's make this happen." And I swear, I practically hear them going, this is exactly what you asked for. You asked for a clear, uninterrupted space of time to record this bonus module that Dave would not walk in the house before you finished recording, and you received exactly what you asked for. He literally walked in seconds after you finished recording. We gave you what you wanted. Why are you creating this story? What are you trying to do? And I could all but feel, I don't think that like our soul or highest self or like the source ever necessarily gets frustrated, but I could just see this like amazing source of creation all but throwing up their hands like, for fuck's sakes, we gave you what you wanted. And now you're still sitting here trying to make up a whole bunch of reasons about why you're so crap and why you can't have what you want. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm laughing about it now. And at the time I was like, okay, oof, you're right. You're right. All right. Okay. And it took me a few moments of that. It took a few repeated, focused efforts, I suppose, to remind myself that I had asked and intended for precisely what I received, that I wanted an unencumbered space to record the content, that my husband would not come in the door before I was done recording, and that I could finish all of my recording before he got home. And I did. I received precisely that. And the truth is, I don't know. He might have just wanted to be in the garage and like was just reading some news articles. I don't know. for like I said, this is not typical behavior, but who's to say the universe works with non-typical behavior all the fucking time, that idea wasn't planted in his mind because of what I had intended, right? Like we have this, I don't know, we get all obviously up in our heads about what we're creating and like the people around us. And I just had to chuckle. And I was like, I need to record this. I need to pop this on the podcast because I feel like this is so indicative of what the vast majority of us do all of the time. And this was such a perfect, crystal clear example of a very clear and like good feeling, specific intention that literally came together in no time. And then all of a sudden, I'm, doubting it and starting to create fears and stories and worries about it. So I suppose I want to simply encourage you, first of all, if you've done that, you are not alone. You're in good company, okay? I've done the same. I'm probably going to do it again. I got some life left to live, and I guarantee I'm probably going to fuck it up again. But every time that we flex awareness for something like this, we hopefully learn from it and we build a new habit. I want to touch on that for just a half quick second. Habits are really like they run our life. It's our brain's way of conserving energy. And there's this weird habit, and I call it a habit because it's been this automatic response that's been happening so often. And this has been happening, I just want to say this has been happening before all of like the plane crash weirdness. I suspect it's actually informed by like probably watching, I don't know, movies where like planes are forever falling out of the sky, right? But I've had this habit and it's been driving me crazy. We live on a flight path. So we either see planes coming into the airport on their landing route or taking off as they're like heading out of here. And this habit is that I'll see a plane, in particular when it's taking off. It seems to be more specifically tied to when it's taking off, and have this like bizarre vision of the plane just falling out of the sky. I don't know why. It drives me crazy. I'm like, what the fuck is this about? And so far, until like literally yesterday, my response has always been, what the fuck? That's not what I want to see happen. And then I had a bit of fear with like all the plain silliness that had been happening. I'm like, oh my God, did I manifest that in? Like, please tell me that wasn't me. So I'm like, okay, this is clearly a habit. I'm learning about habits. I'm recognizing that this is just an automatic response because it's coming in when I don't even understand. What if I altered this into a more beneficial habit? And what I started doing was I'm like, okay, I don't know why purple. Purple to me is like safe passage, safe travel. I don't know why. But I just started practicing every time I would see a plane go by, envisioning this purple column of light dropping in from above and wrapping a bubble of light around the airplane. And then I would see this airplane carry on its way, and I would just go, have a great flight. Have an amazing time. Have a great time in your destination. And I started building that over and over. And when there was a couple of times where the old habit wanted to kick up, right? I see the plane and I go, oh, like they're going to fall out of the sky. No. So I leveraged my language and awareness to say something to the effect of, this is an old habit that is not serving me and it's not serving anyone. I am rewriting this habit now. What I see now, the habit that I have now, is that I envision this purple column of light and that a purple bubble of light envelopes the plane and protects everyone inside and ensures that they have an amazing, joyful trip to their destination. This is my habit. And I don't have to say that out loud. I can just say that in my head. But that is actually beginning to rewire how we have this habit. So bringing it back to my story about like manifesting in that my husband didn't come home until I was done recording, what I am in the process of doing, because I'm aware of these things. I've been, following Amanda Francis and how she just candidly and clearly talks in her manifestations. I've been following Jim Fortin and how he talks about, we are the thinker of our thoughts. We are not our thoughts. I've been following the book, The Having, which gives a very lovely, clear process of saying, I have whatever it is, and I feel whatever it is. And this simple, easy, daily language way to create shifts and powerful awarenesses that actually serve us. So when we begin to do that, when we can practice and say, okay, actually, I'm manifesting in this. I'm so grateful for this. Thank you so much. And then that thing shows up, right? Or even it could be even something better. Like, that's very cool. Then my job, your job, our job is not to immediately inundate that with a whole bunch of garbage ass stories. Oh my gosh, this thing happened because that person like really hates me, or like that person, just doesn't want to be around me, or I'm always so unlucky, or I don't know, whatever it is, right? So in this case, I'm like, wow, the new pattern that I'm building in, the pattern that I want to strengthen, the pattern that I'm interested in creating over and over and over is, look at that. I set this clear, amazing intention. It manifested in beautifully. I feel great about that. Thank you so much. That's it. So my love, I want to leave you with that this week. We are officially in Aries season. I don't know. I guess Aries is the beginning of like the astrological year. So Happy New Year, I guess. I don't know. I've been seeing a few things of that in the last day or two. So we are officially in spring. I forgot about that. Today, the day that I'm recording, is officially the first day of spring. So happy spring. And yeah, I know that there's a lot of stuff happening in the Astros. So if you're feeling some kind of way, tune into, check out Chani, Chani. She's on Instagram. They're on Instagram. Her app is also really great. I also love, I think his handle is called Queer Cosmos. I feel like that's his handle. He's also on Instagram, and both of them have some great insights into like astrological happenings in a way that is tangible and actionable, and like can even just sometimes help you go, what the fuck is happening right now? As one of my friends loves to say, is Mercury in the microwave? What is going on? So if you're feeling a little, some kind of way, just know there is some movement happening in the cosmos. It's all happening for us all of the time. It's always moving in our favor. And with that all said, I would be delighted and really appreciate if you would leave a review of this podcast on your favorite podcasting platform. And if you love this episode, please share it out. I would so appreciate that. With that, my love, I will see you next week. Mwah. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform and help me reach more like-minded people who are ready to expand their life. If you haven't yet followed me on social media, find me on Instagram for extra love and inspiration by following @AmyVanMeal, or visit my website at amyvanmeal.com. I love you so much, babe, and I am damn proud of you. I am already excited to connect in the next episode. And in the meantime, believe in yourself with the confidence of a 5-year-old.